Lose weight if you big, sis. That is all I'm gonna tell you. Lose weight if you big. We all have had a similar experience where we walk into the doctor's office with an actual complaint, and the only thing that they have for us is, you need to lose weight. I got these headaches. I think my blood pressure is high. You need to lose weight. My knee has been bothering me a little bit. You need to lose weight. I stubbed my toe on the bed. You need to lose weight. Everything to a doctor is you need to lose weight if you're overweight. Well, I'm here to tell you, I think they were right. On that one little thing, I think they ate that one little thing and I think they were right. After losing 125 pounds myself, I can attest to what they're saying may have some truth to it. So in today's video, let me expose my entire medical history to y'all and tell you how weight loss has had such a great effect on my overall health and wellness, so that maybe you can start thinking about what weight loss can do for you in your life. But before we get into today's video, if you've never seen my face before, hey girl, hey, my name is Janae and I make a lot of content focused on fitness, wellness, and self-development and helping you and I live our best healthy and active lives. So if that sounds like something you're into, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you're following me on TikTok and Instagram. I post a lot of different content over there. Like this video if you're here for the sustainable weight loss tips, and comment down below and let me know if you're on a weight loss journey. What are some things that you have noticed that has been turning out to be great, specifically from weight loss? First and foremost, before we get into the business, I want to say thank you so much for 20,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. I love you guys so much. And I will have a giveaway for April for you guys. So more to come with that one. So let's dive into the medical issues that I had. My weight history started 14 years ago when I gave birth to my first child. And I have been dealing with weight management issues up until the last 2 years when I finally got weight loss surgery. Between weight loss surgery, taking a GLP-1, eating in a calorie deficit, and moving my body, I lost 125 pounds in 17 months. Now for the last 2 years, I have been maintaining my healthy weight and still losing weight. But before I got here, I was dealing with high cholesterol, high blood pressure, pre-diabetes, joint issues specifically in my knees and my back, my feet pain, insulin resistance. I was snoring like crazy and got diagnosed with sleep apnea. My skin was so discolored. I was not this shade of brown. Maybe one day before when I wasn't obese, but I was not this clean and clear and under control. Y'all know that commercial? I was battling with some crazy PCOS symptoms back from when I was a teenager, and it got worse with weight issues. I had fertility issues. My heart rate was always extremely elevated. My A1C was getting me to type 2 diabetes. I had crazy inflammation. I mean, it was outrageous. And the more weight I gained, the crazier it got. And the sad part about it, I was very delusional about my health state. You know, a lot of us who are overweight have it stuck in our mind that because we're mobile, because we're fit, because we can move our body, run, lift weights, because there's nothing crazy screaming out at us, that we're healthy. Well, I'm not dealing with these things, so I'm healthy. I'm overweight, but I'm healthy. But are you truly? Are you truly internally? And what I was dealing with was I was never unhealthy until I wasn't. It kind of like hit me at once, but did it really? Was the signs always there? Was it showing in my body, then turning into my blood work, then showing me actual signs and symptoms? Yeah, over the years, it definitely was, and I was ignoring it. And so, yes, I'm sure there are overweight people, people with a higher BMI, people with a higher body weight that are fit, that are active, that are healthy. Yes, I'm sure. For me, that wasn't the case. For a lot of us, that's not the case. Yet we're very delusional about that. And it started to dawn on me the moment I had weight loss surgery and the moment I started losing weight. My health issues started reversing itself one by one without me having to do anything but lose weight. In my latest vlog series, The Discipline Diaries, and I will put that video right here in the card so you can watch, I took y'all along with me to my 2-year post-op appointment with my bariatric surgeon. And if you didn't know, I do a little vlog series showing you how to live a life after massive weight loss. Stay nice and fit and healthy, especially if you are a busy mom and wife like me. So if you want to see the proof, see how it's done, have a clear example to give you hope, watch my vlogs as well as my sit-down videos. Plus, you get the tips here in my sit-down videos, but you're also getting a little bit of tips in those vlogs as well. But back to my 2-year post-op appointment, I got to get some updated labs. I talked with my bariatric surgeon, and I got to see what my life has looked like medically and how it has progressed and advanced in these last just 2 years. So let's talk about what weight loss has actually done for me. So my lab results are gonna go back to 2022. And I think that's a great starting point because 2022, specifically the summer, is when my body started screaming at me and all of my health issues pretty much like hit me all at once. Let's start with my A1C, pre-diabetes, coming down from type 2 diabetes, and my skin. So back then, my A1C was 5.8. My fasting morning glucose was also at a 109, 113. Now, pre-diabetes range is 5.7 to 6.4. So I was pre-diabetic. But not only that, my skin was showing it. The back of my neck and my neck period was so dark. Also under my underarms, my knuckles, my elbows, my knees, and the inner parts of my thighs. I wasn't on any type of medication for this though. Now here we are 2 years later and my A1C is at 5.0. Also, my fasting morning glucose is at 87. Not only that, as you can see, my face is clear. It's clear and it's one color, okay? As a brown skinned girl, I deal with hyperpigmentation really badly. And so having my skin just be one color without me doing any scrubs, using any special soaps, doing anything but losing weight is like amazing for me. Moving on to my blood pressure. Now, I've had high blood pressure for a while now, and my doctors have been wanting to put me on to some type of medication for years, but they were like, I think you can lose the weight and it will help your blood pressure. Well, I wasn't losing the weight, and that was not helping my blood pressure. And in 2022, that's when I started getting headaches. And I don't suffer from migraines or anything like that, but I started getting headaches. In November of 2022, I was 173 over 132, extremely high. At that point, I actually went to the ER that day because I woke up with a headache. At that point, I had got on losartan for my blood pressure, but if you have any type of surgery, then your doctor will tell you to get off of vitamins and medication. And so that happened right before my weight loss surgery, and I decided just to not go back on any type of medication. And not even 3 months later, my blood pressure was at a normal range. Coming down to just recently 138 over 85, which is still kind of high for me. For my typical average now. But that same day I was up for 24 hours. My body was stressed. I mean, there was a lot going into it. But normally I'm like in the 120s. And I haven't been on my medication since before surgery. Since we're talking about vital signs, let me move on to my heart rate. I would stand up and my heart rate would immediately be at 100, 105, which is tachycardia. Anything above 100 is tachycardia. Now I get up and my heart rate barely even moves. I stay at my resting heart rate of 65. When I'm sleeping, it's like in the 50s. I mean, my body is so cool, calm, and relaxed. And the crazy thing is when you're trying to lose weight and you need your heart rate to be up, when I was obese, like my heart rate would be up just from briskly walking. Now, when I do a brisk walk, I really have to briskly walk because even me getting up to the hundreds is like, it takes work. I have to speed walk. And I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing to even be here. And like, all of this stuff is considered non-scale victories. Like as much as we want to see the number on the scale go down, we want to look at ourselves in the mirror, look good, feel good, and all that stuff. We want our clothing sizes to be smaller. These non-scale victories are just as important, and another way that you can be keeping track of your weight loss journey, which I have a video talking about the 6 ways that I track my weight loss journey. So I'll go ahead and link that in the cards above. Another vital sign that we can talk about is my weight and BMI, which is the obvious, but specifically my BMI. Now, I know a lot of people don't like the BMI, that it's racist, that, like I get all of that, but this is the chart that we have to go off of and that the doctors have to go off of. And until somebody comes out with something else, this is what they have. And back in 2022, mine was at a 44. Now it's at a 28. I qualify with passing colors for a plastic surgery now that my BMI is down, which means I am at a healthy weight to undergo the anesthesia that I would need to even get any type of surgery, to be honest. I mean, on record, they have me at 124.9 kilograms. Now they have me at 77.3. I sleep apnea, and I didn't even know I had sleep apnea until I went through the weight loss surgery process and I had to do a sleep study, and that's when I discovered I had sleep apnea. I knew that I was snoring, and I knew that I was waking up multiple times to go pee in the middle of the night, and I knew I was not getting restful sleep, and that during the day I was tired, and I get in the car and I would immediately want to take a nap. I knew all of that, but I didn't know that that meant I had sleep apnea until I did, and I had to be on an APAP, which is a CPAP. At that point in time, I was measuring at a 14, which gave me mild sleep apnea. Well, 18 months later, when I did my newest sleep study, I no longer have sleep apnea. I measured at a 4. I dropped 10 points by simply losing weight. And not only that, I have so much energy, so much so to where it's honestly annoying. If you watch any of my vlogs as I'm going into work and I work overnight, I don't take a nap before work because I physically can't. Those days are 24 hours for me. I don't nap pretty much anytime. I have so much energy. I'm awake super early. Like, I am truly a morning person, and I always have been, but now I truly am because I have the energy for it. I get quality sleep. I don't wake up multiple times during the middle of the night, and that is a medical issue. I only wake up now one time, and that's because I have such a high water intake. But before, it was like 2-3 times. My husband tells me I do not snore, and if he does hear me snore, it's not all night long. It's not as loud as he's... Oh my God, I was waking myself up because I sound like a bear. I'm like, this is not ladylike. What is this? But yeah, he says if I do snore, then he knows like I'm tired. Like he knows that I'm sleepy if I do snore. And like he said, it's not all night. It's not as loud, and it doesn't keep him up. Before, he had to go to bed before me. He had to go to bed before me. If not, if I went to sleep first, he put himself on the couch because he couldn't do it. He could not sleep. My joints and my body, specifically my knee, my knees would inflame so much, would just puff up and get swollen, and I wouldn't even be doing anything. I work in healthcare and I'm on my feet. My feet would hurt so much. My lower back would hurt so much. But after losing weight, after those first 50 pounds, my knee wasn't giving me an issue anymore. My feet wasn't giving an issue anymore. I don't know when things dawned on me, but one day I just was thinking and I'm like, I'm not in pain anymore. I'm not in pain anymore. And I didn't have to buy a different shoe or get a new back brace or get a knee sleeve. I'm just existing and I'm not in pain. And I'm going about my 12-hour shifts just fine. My PCOS symptoms, and the major thing that I have for me is facial hair. I've been dealing with facial hair since I was 16. I get it from my mother's side of the family. She has it. I have it. It's an issue. But I noticed when I was getting bigger, it was getting darker. It was getting like covering more surfaces of my face. I had to shave, it felt like every single day, because I would not want to wait around and wax or thread and let it grow in. Well, now I realize that it doesn't grow as fast. It's not as dark. I don't have to shave as much. And I enjoy that. I'm glad, because eventually I'm going to get laser hair removal on this to hopefully combat it, because like I said, I do deal with hyperpigmentation. So I have dark spots like on my neck and stuff like that because of the hair. Even with fertility issues, there's a 10-year age gap between our children. By the time I pulled out my IUD, it was 5 years later, and we decided we wanted to have more children. It took another 5 years for us to get pregnant. And I honestly only think that I got pregnant because at that point I was on yet another weight loss journey, and I did drop down. Like I dropped down to like 230, 240. And they say, whoever they say it's easier to get pregnant when you are at a healthier weight. And so I think that shift in my body made something click. I don't know, because all of a sudden it was easier. Like I said, it was 5 years. Now all of a sudden I'm pregnant and I had dropped weight. Now when I was pregnant with Gigi, I got up to my highest weight of 287. And again, the weight issues was still there like it was for my first pregnancy. So now I don't have to worry about that though. We're not having any more children. My husband got the snip. I can keep this snatched little body for the rest of my life. After hearing all of my health issues and my before and after, what it comes down to was that I had to lose weight. I had to lose weight. Like I said, I did everything without medication. Everything reversed without medication. Everything reversed without any other type of intervention. But what? Losing weight. I think there's something to say about that. Now, what I will say is there is only one thing that I still deal with, and that is high cholesterol. If you did watch that vlog, then you know that I spoke with my bariatric surgeon, and he told me that, that's still a concern of his, and that it's not trending down. It's pretty much still high, staying high. We talked about this. He knows that I've changed my diet. I eat very clean. I'm extremely active. I watch my dietary fat, specifically my saturated fat. I work with my bariatric registered dietitian on this. Like, I am very on top of this stuff because I promise you, I don't want to be on medication. I don't. And so he knows that. He trusts me. He knows I have no reason to lie. This is my health that I'm talking about here. And so he's like, at this point, and it's so funny to say, but at this point, we can now label it as a genetic thing. It's comical. It's comical now that the doctors have proof that 1, I lost weight, 2, I'm doing everything that you told me to do, and 3, it's not fixed. Now you believe it's genetics. But I mean, there's something to say about that. There is something to think about that because we're so quick to label things as this, that, genetics. Given all of the excuses and resting, if we're going to be honest here, resting in our excuses instead of really doing something about it. And even if that means you need a weight loss tool or two to do something about it, so that you can have the facts to know that maybe it wasn't an excuse and maybe it really was something to this. And out of everything I listed, only one thing had an actual excuse. High cholesterol, genetics. That's it. So maybe for you, weight loss won't be the dream story that it was for me. Maybe all of your disorders won't change. Maybe. But what if it does? What if what they're saying is true? Why believe our medical professionals for everything else but this one thing? Lose weight. Lose weight. And not because of some societal pressure, fat phobia, beauty standards. No, just for your health. Lose weight and see what it will do for you. I did. I couldn't predict that this would be the outcome. Yet I did. And this is the outcome. I'm only left with one thing. Something to say about it. I'm just saying. I hope this video was very insightful for you. Sometimes it takes an example from somebody you kind of know and trust that, maybe what they've been saying to us is like, maybe it's for real. Maybe it's for real when you have someone who has been through it and who can show you with the facts that It's not all a lie. I know for a lot of you, you want to hurry up and lose the weight. You want to hurry up, get to that goal, feel better about yourself, have the external factors be a factor on why you lose weight. And trust me, I'm there with you. I'm a girly. I'm there with you. I want the outside to feel and look just as good as the inside, but we have to care about our inside as well for long-term sustainable health and wellness. And I hope hearing my story and hearing how this worked for me almost instantly will give you the push that you need to go to your doctor, figure out what's going on with you internally, come up with a game plan, utilize tools if you need it, and then take action. That way you can really start feeling better about yourself. I have no worries. I literally walk around carefree because nothing is killing me on the inside. Nothing I'm doing is killing me on the inside. And I also don't smoke and drink and do no other drugs. I mean, I am my healthiest that I can be. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already and hit that bell icon. That way you're notified every single time I post a new video. Make sure you're following me on TikTok and Instagram. On TikTok, I'm always hosting lives and answering your questions in the moment. And on Instagram, I'm super active in my stories. I do have a broadcast channel. They end up knowing the tea first. So make sure you're following me over there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.